Hello and welcome to Express News with me, Deepika, your daily half-an-hour window that brings you all the latest news and updates from the country and the world in 30 minutes. Let's begin. India's Commerce Minister and Industry and Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal will attend the APEC Economic Leaders Summit in San Francisco today. India has been invited to the 30th APEC Economic Leaders meeting as a guest of economy. During his 4-day visit to the US, Piyush Goyal will interact with industry leaders to further strengthen economic and commercial ties between the two countries. Indian Ministry of Coal plans to produce 1,404 million tons of coal by the year 2027 and 1,577 million tons by 2030 at current production level of about 1 billion ton per annum. In India, the Festival of Lights, Diwali, was celebrated with traditional fervour and gaiety on Sunday. Udaipur city in Indian state of Rajasthan brightened up on Diwali as buildings and streets were illuminated with colourful lights. People of 7 villages in the Erode district of South Indian state of Tamil Nadu celebrated Diwali without bursting firecrackers to protect the avian population at a nearby bird sanctuary. Chief of Naval Staff of India, Admiral R. Hari Kumar, visited forward deployed Marine Commandos and Border Security Force troops on Sunday. Acknowledging their presence and sustained operations in vital locations, Chief of Naval Staff appreciated the commitment and professionalism of troops on the festive occasion of Diwali. Thick layer of smog engulfed the capital of India, New Delhi, after people burst firecrackers on Diwali night, leading to heavy pollution across the city the next day. On Monday, New Delhi hosted the 33rd Conference of the World Organization for Animal Health Regional Commission for Asia and Pacific. In the Indian city of Mathura, devotees offered prayers at the famous Dwarkadhish temple in Mathura city on the occasion of Govardhan Puja. A portion of a tunnel under construction in India's Uttarkashi district collapsed on Sunday, trapping nearly 40 people. Officials supervising the rescue operations ensured the safety of all the trapped workers. Oxygen is being pumped into the tunnel to ensure the workers have air supply until they rescue. Uttarakhand's Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami has also visited the site and assured that the government and the administration are making all efforts to rescue the stranded workers. Police and CRPF recovered large quantity of explosives and apprehended a person from Indian state of Assam. 97 detonators and 96 fuses concealed inside a bag were recovered. At least 6 people died and 3 were injured after a massive fire engulfed a chemical godown on the first floor of a 4-story building in Indian city of Hyderabad on Monday morning. The Income Tax Department on Monday carried out raids at 15 locations in Hyderabad, capital of Telangana in India's southern state. The raids were conducted at the residences and the offices of the chairman, CEO and directors of a pharma company in the state. In view of the additional rush of passengers in regular trains due to festival of Chhath Puja, the East Coast Railway of Indian Railways has decided to run a special train between Puri and Patna. Sale of platform tickets at New Delhi railway station has been suspended temporarily in order to control the extra rush of passengers on the occasion of Diwali and Chhath Puja. India's retail inflation rate fell to 4.87% in October, according to data released by the Ministry of Statistics and Programme Implementation on Monday. The Indian share markets ended on a negative note amid volatility on Monday, with Sensex falling 326 points at 64,933.87. Nifty was down 82 points to close at 19,443.55. The Indian rupee fell 4 paise to close at 83.32 against the US dollar. Gold future maturing on the 5th of December stood at 59,664 rupees per 10 grams on Multi-Commodity Exchange of India Limited. Silver futures maturing on the 5th of December stood at 69,525 rupees per kilogram on the MCX. Brent crude was trading at $81.59 per barrel on Monday, marking a small recovery from the previous session. In October, Japanese wholesale inflation dipped below 1% for the first time in over 2.5 years, indicating a wane in cost-pushed pressures. Sri Lanka's President Ranil Wickremesinghe unveiled the 2024 budget with an aim to collect 47.1% tax revenue, hoping to meet the International Monetary Fund standards. President Wickremesinghe hinted that revenue from income tax would see a 25% boost and a 62.4% rise in goods and service tax. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak sacked Interior Minister Suella Braverman on Monday. UK Interior Minister sacked after pressure mounted on Rishi Sunak to sack Suella Braverman after a series of controversies. UK's Foreign Secretary James Cleverly has now been appointed in place of Braverman. Former British leader David Cameron was named as the country's new Foreign Secretary on Monday in a surprise appointment made by Prime Minister Rishi Sunak as he reshuffled his top team. Cameron, on his appointment, has said that faced by a daunting set of international challenges, it has rarely been more important for this country to stand by our allies, strengthen our partnerships and make sure our voices are heard. British Environment Minister Theresa Coffey has resigned on Monday, she said in a letter to Prime Minister Rishi Sunak on X as he reshuffled his top team of ministers. Stage is set in San Francisco for the APEC summit that President Joe Biden will be hosting this week. The 2023 Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit is taking place in San Francisco, California on the 17th of November. The United States is hosting the annual summit for the first time since 2011. US President Joe Biden wants to re-establish military-to-military ties with China, says the White House, days before the president and the Chinese leader are set to meet with each other. Biden will meet Chinese President Xi Jinping in person for the first time in a year on Wednesday during the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit in San Francisco. The Biden-Xi meeting is expected to cover global issues from the Israel-Hamas war to Russia-Ukraine war, North Korea's ties with Russia, as well as fair trade and economic relations. The United States carried out 2 airstrikes in Syria against Iran and its aligned group on Sunday in the latest response to a series of attacks against American forces in Syria and in Iraq. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said the strikes in Syria targeted a training facility near the city of Al-Bukamal. He said President Joe Biden ordered the strikes. Donald Trump Jr. will be testifying again in his father's civil fraud trial, this time called by the defense to field questions about the former U.S. president's family real estate business. Israel continues its military operations in Gaza against terror group Hamas on Monday. As per the Israeli Defense Forces, in the last 24 hours, the IDF delivered 300 liters of fuel to the Shifa hospital's doorstep, yet the fuel remains untouched after Hamas threatened the hospital staff. The IDF also said that it is doing everything it can to increase humanitarian aid, adding that their war is with Hamas and not with the people of Gaza. IDF has listed out its humanitarian efforts. It says the evacuation corridors will remain open for civilians through the south of Wadi Gaza. IDF also says for people on northern coastline, the evacuation corridor will remain open from Yusuf al-Azmi Street and Salah al-Din to the south of Wadi Gaza. IDF has said that there will be a tactical pause of military operation for humanitarian purposes in the city of Rafah in the area west of Salah al-Din district. IDF has released data saying since the 5th of November, over 200,000 Gazans have moved south via the IDF evacuation corridors. 18 Israelis have been injured after the Iranian-backed Hezbollah fired anti-tank missiles from southern Lebanon in a further sign that the skirmishes along the border are steadily escalating. Several vehicles were hit in the missile strike, whose victims, including Israel Electric Corporation employees, were there to repair damage by previous fire from Lebanon. Russia is moving its group of forces to more favorable positions east of the Dnipro River in Ukraine. Ukrainian president has warned Ukrainians to prepare for new waves of Russian attacks on infrastructure as winter approached, and said troops were anticipating an onslaught in the eastern theater of the war. A European Union plan to spend up to $21.4 billion on military aid for Ukraine is meeting resistance from European Union countries and may not survive in its current form. As per the latest reports, Russia's parliament is set to announce that next year's presidential elections have been preliminarily scheduled for the 17th of March. Ethnic minority insurgent groups attacked security posts in Myanmar on Monday as fighting erupted on two new fronts and thousands of people crossed into neighboring India seeking safety. Pakistan on Monday opened 3 new border crossings to accelerate the repatriation of undocumented Afghan nationals who have been ordered to leave the country or face expulsion. The European Union will be making a substantial financial contribution to a new international fund addressing the destruction caused by climate change. Streets in the Western Island coastal region of Galway were inundated as Storm Debbie barreled from the Atlantic. Britain's meteorological office has issued alerts for storm winds up to 80 miles per hour in the northwestern county of Lancashire, as Storm Debbie is expected to move towards England. Europe's tallest and most active volcano, Mount Etna in Italy, erupted, sending lava and ash high above the Mediterranean island of Sicily. Island authorities are preparing for a volcanic eruption in the southwest of the island due to a series of earthquakes and evidence of underground magma intrusion. Fireworks in Noel Kempf, a national park caused by turbulent conditions, led to blazes that engulfed the Buena Vista community in East Santa Cruz area of Bolivia. A new round of United Nations-backed talks to limit global plastic pollution is set to take place in Kenya's Nairobi from the 13th till the 19th of November. Operations at DP World, one of Australia's largest ports, have resumed after a cybersecurity incident forced it to suspend internet for 3 days, significantly impacting freight movements. The government of South Asian country, Nepal, has decided to ban China's social media app TikTok in view of security concerns and damaging social impact. British petrol station operator EG Group is set to buy automotive company Tesla's ultra-fast charging units to help roll out its electric vehicle charging network across Europe. Scientists at Cornell University in the US are studying the eco-impact of floating solar panels by installing nearly 400 solar panels across 3 ponds at the Cornell Experimental Pond Facility. Bangladesh has opened the Ghurashal Palash Urea Fertilizer Factory in Narsingadeen, touted as the largest fertilizer plant in Southeast Asia. The 18th edition of the Dubai Air Show, titled The Future of the Aerospace Industry, is happening in Dubai World Central today. With over 1,400 exhibitors from 95 countries, this edition is the largest till date. The contingent of Indian Air Force in Al Maktoum International Airport participated in the Dubai Air Show in UAE. After a decade-long hiatus, the Red Bull Crazy Cars race made its comeback in Argentina, drawing a crowd of over 30,000 spectators and featuring 30 participating teams. The event was held in Buenos Aires on Sunday. A diverse array of carts, including those shaped like wine barrels, a toilet, and an Argentine stew, raced on the track. King Charles and Queen Camilla of Britain revealed statues of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, at the Royal Albert Hall on Saturday. The Songhua riverside landscape of Jilin city in northeast China has undergone a winter transformation as the first frost of the year blankets the area in ice and snow. Thousands of German revelers in Cologne commenced the carnival season in keeping with the tradition that marks the 11th day of the 11th month at 11:11 a.m. The annual Cross Harbour race in Hong Kong has resumed this year without COVID-19 restrictions, drawing almost 3,000 swimmers with 4,000 available spots, signifying the event's largest scale since 2011. The United Arab Emirates hosted Vietnamese Products Festival under the theme called Hello Vietnam to showcase and promote more than 200 Vietnamese products. A public screening of the 69th National Film Award winning films of 2021 is set to take place in the national capital New Delhi from the 14th till the 25th of November. A total of 30 feature films and 27 non-feature films from 18 languages including Rocketry, Gangubai Kathiawadi and Aikoki Yum will be screened during the 12-day screening at Delhi's Sirifort Auditorium. Iconic Indian romantic thriller film Pasikar that starred Shah Rukh Khan, Kajol and Shilpa Shetty turns 30 today. Indian survival drama series Kala Pani has been renewed for a second season. Makers of upcoming Bollywood war drama Sam Bahadur starring Vicky Kaushal have released the first song from their film titled Badhte Chalo. Disney's Pixar has unveiled a new trailer for the sequel of 2015 animated film Inside Out. The film is set to release on the 14th of June next year. Makers of the animated production of long-running Hollywood franchisee Terminator titled Terminator, the Anime series have been released and they have released now their first teaser for the show. Trailer for the upcoming fantasy drama Damsel starring English actor Millie Bobby Brown has been released. The film will arrive on streaming platforms in 2024. The final season of Netflix royal drama The Crown premiered in Los Angeles. The show will be released in 2 installments, the 1st of November, the first one on the 16th of November and the second on the 14th. Korean pop group BTS's Jungkook breaks records as his first solo album, Golden, debuts on the Billboard 200 chart after achieving the biggest US sales week of any K-pop soloist in history. Moving on to sports, India defeated Netherlands at M. Chinnaswamy Stadium in Bengaluru in their last league stage match. India also recorded its highest total in this edition of the World Cup. The duo of Shreyas Iyer and KL Rahul staged a 208-run partnership to take India to 410 for a loss of 4 wickets. Shreyas Iyer smashed an unbeaten 128 while KL Rahul scored 102. The semi-final lineup for the ICC Cricket World Cup have been decided. The first semi-final will take place between India and New Zealand at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai on Wednesday. South Africa will play Australia in the second semi-final at the Eden Gardens in Kolkata on Thursday. The ICC announced 3 new additions to the ICC Hall of Fame on Monday, with legendary opener Virendra Sehwag, Indian trailblazer Diana Edulji, and Sri Lanka superstar Aravinda de Silva being the latest inductees. Tennis ace Novak Djokovic secured year-end top ranking for a record-extending 8th time as he beat Holger Rune at the ATP Finals. Former Ghana forward Rafael Duamina passed away while playing for a local team in Albania. The 28-year-old lost consciousness while playing. Doctors gave him first aid as he was sent to the hospital. Mohamed Salah reached another milestone as Liverpool went second in the Premier League with a 3-0 victory over Brentford. Chelsea's stunning 4-4 draw with Premier League champions Manchester City sent a resounding signal that the new look side are finally finding mojo after a faltering start to the season. And Robert Lewandowski scored twice as Barcelona fought back after conceding an early goal to beat lowly Alaves by 2-1 in the league. And with this, it's a wrap here on Express News for now, but news and updates will continue here on DD India. So don't go anywhere. Keep watching and keep tracking DD India for all latest news and updates. Thank you so much for joining us right now.